I'm proud of the guys, proud about being 1-0 in the Missouri Valley. Appreciate everybody that came out to Saluki Stadium. Hopefully it's something that they enjoyed, and we've got to feel that that's a difference maker as far as coming out here and making Saluki Stadium a home field advantage. And so when we get back here in a couple weeks, we needed to look at the same. So. But yeah, I'm proud of the guys. I mean, what goes into the week, and then coming out here and playing well. We could shout out a lot of guys for this win, and really all three phases. And so, proud of the staff and proud of the way that the guys just keep coming back up and showing up to work and having the maturity about themselves. And that's what we continue to emphasize, that a lot of people show up early in the seasons, they're ready to play, but it's just the continual maturity of showing up and doing the right things that allow you to play well on Saturdays.
Yeah, you touched on it in the Zoom call on Tuesday, the big plays that you're getting, that a lot of it is wide receivers blocking downfield and consistent effort in that regard. And to finish with 430 yards rushing, I think it was. How much of that is not just the offensive line doing what they're doing, but those blocks are getting downfield to make those 10-yard runs?
Yeah, I think every coach would tell you, like, to be a successful run team, it takes everybody. From obviously the offensive line, the back that's carrying the ball, the tight ends are so engaged in most of our run game, and then wide receiver. Usually, if it's going to be an explosive run, it's the skill players down the field blocking that can spring a big one. Or if they're push cracking safeties or understanding who the run's going to. I think we're previously talking about this on the radio show and things like that. Is like most of the time, I mean, the runs are good called runs, even if they don't work. But a lot of times it's communication up front. I mean, people usually don't just stand there in the gaps and let you block them. A lot of people, just for fans out there, like, hey, just drive them off the ball. Usually they're just not sitting there, right? They're moving, they're slanting, they're bringing pressure. They're, the defensive linemen are moving. So it's got to be a great communication on who's working with who, what run scheme do we have, and that starts with the communication up front with the tight ends and really the center. And I think when we watched the tape, Noah did a great job tonight making sure everybody was on the same page.
And to that end, too, how much does it help that your offensive line has been cohesive from day one this year where it wasn't last year?
Yeah, and I think Blaine Halley needs obviously Blaine got his first start of the season, was in there. He's played a lot of football for us, got injured in the spring and came back, and feel like he's a starter for us. Hasn't started yet this year. But, yeah, I think experience at all positions, but experience offensive lines, they've seen those things. They understand what's coming, and we've got some experience up there and guys that have played a lot of football.
You've put in a lot of work to this program, obviously, and trying to get it to be a staple for Southern Illinois residents to be. This is where you want to be on a Saturday during football season, and for you to put the performance you did in front of 10,000 fans in that opening half, how much did that mean to show we've got this dominant team right in your own backyard?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of work from a lot of different people. That's just not myself, but the staff, the players, and my ultimate goal is to make the best experience for the student athletes that are here, and that it means everything. When you want to go to a program, we had a lot of good recruits here today, and that makes a difference, right? Like, so if you want us to keep getting good players, that's why I say it's all encompassing, is everybody in an atmosphere. You watch college football on Saturdays and that's what makes it special. And obviously, everybody that knows me knows the pride that I have for this area, and want to do well for the people. And so I hope that they were proud tonight. I hope that they want to come back. I think we have a special group of. Especially when you get to know them, the people, the leaders, the young guys, and then it starts to steamroll. I think anytime, winning breeds winning, right? And then hopefully people had a good time and want to come back to another game, and that's why I feel like getting people that have never been here before, get them in the stands, however you got to do it, and hopefully they want to come back.
Anything you can tell us about Lester? He he had that great first
Yeah.
play, and then
Yeah, he got one run for 60 and then was out. His was both him and Andrews are more muscle. I think both of them are groins. So we'll see, how they respond this week. And I thought, really defensively too, with Bame going out, Ben Fiegel did a hell of a job coming in and taking a lot of those reps. At Mike linebacker, I think he ended with 12 tackles. And so it's fun to see that, because you know that when you get to this point in the season, you get after your bye week, you get into 8 straight Missouri Valley games. Like, I know, with the experience, but like preaching that to the team, like there's going to be a position that you think you're going in as the number 3 guy, and you're going to have to take 40 reps in this game to help us win. And so I think that how you practice, how you prepare everybody, and then when you see guys that have done that, and you see them up in the building all the time preparing like they are going to get those reps, and then when they get the opportunity to go be successful, it's fun to see.
I was going to ask, the run defense, Indiana State goes with, I think, 324 on the ground. Osho had 211. Is there any concern about that going up to Fargo next week?
Well, yeah, I think, you don't want to give up, a 200-yard rusher. I think that's I don't know how many he had last week at Montana, but he had a lot too. So there's issues on all 3 phases that every week that people expose. We're going to play really good football teams. And you think about Indiana State right now, I would say we're going to look back and they find a way to beat several teams in our league. Their 3 losses are Indiana, Montana, and now us. And so, but they're a good football team, and I'll continue to say that. And so, they're not going to be any layups out here. As far as they're gonna be getting the same type of coaching. They watch our tape, they expose some things. It's our job to go make sure we're cleaning those things up, and we make sure that we're putting our guys in the best position. And then collectively, we got to go out there and execute.
Talking with Luke Martin earlier today, he had mentioned the stat of I think it was coming today that over the past 7 years you were 1-6 coming out of the bye week or something like that. Did anything feel differently, or did anything happen differently in the bye week to have a performance like that?
I don't know. I usually don't get caught up in a lot of that. Luke and Tom are good at having those crazy stats, but you want to be good out of the bye week. Sometimes who you're playing, and in this league, right? Usually there's like next week. I think Luke was asking about going to play the number 1 team in the country. Over the 10 years, I don't know how many we've probably played number 1 6, 8 times, or in the playoffs. We've had to play them.
In this league.
Yeah, in this league. So, and there's a lot of conferences you'll never play the top 5 team, or a top, for sure not the number 1 team. And so it's a challenge. I think last year we lost to Indiana State after our bye, right? And we went over there and had a lead, and then gave it up. Obviously, with some injuries, and that was Lindauer's first game coming in and playing a little bit. And so I thought tonight that the guys executed the game plan well. Obviously, in a bye week, you get some extra time against your opponent, and so did they. They had the same bye. The majority of our league did. So, we didn't have any extra film on them, and so you wanted to come out here and play a clean game.
How much does momentum play a role into thinking about going to Fargo?
Yeah, I think confidence in this game and momentum is real, but what I preach to our guys all the time is it really, all the storylines don't matter in this game. Confidence is a powerful drug, whether individually or as a team. When you get confidence and you're a talented guy, if you use it the right way, it can really help you out, But the storylines and all that, like whoever plays well in those 60 minutes, right? Doesn't matter the stories or who beat who in the past, or how many times we've won, or how many times, if we go to NDSU, they've won in the Dome, right? It's about, and their team, their coaches will be saying the same thing, right? We don't get any credit for scoring 55 points in this game. There's no carryover, right? It's 0-0. You got to start all the way over. And so when you get a group of 18 to 23-year-olds that believe in that as well, of the work that it takes, and we got to go compete for those 60 minutes, then you give yourself the best chance to win.
Chandler, offense rolls up 55 points, over 650 yards, 400 and something on the ground. What's it like to be part of a unit that seems to just make one big play after another?
It's just great being around a bunch of guys that you trust and you know at any moment they could make a big play or pick up where you lack. We just keep picking up for each other, and it's just we have so much depth and so much leadership. It's a great feeling being around those guys.
Your touchdown run in the first quarter, take me through that. What did you see, and where did it break open for you?
I stayed patient. Was confident in my training and practice, and I seen it bend backside, and the corner made a move on the safety corner. He took bad leverage, and then it was off to the races.
You guys have a great run from Sean on that first play from scrimmage, and then we don't see the rest of the night. That opens up an opportunity for you to get more touches here tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just, obviously that's tough to see one of your guys go down, but to show out the way that you did tonight had to feel like it was a kind of like a your moment type of, take it or you might not get another chance.
Yeah, that's the great thing about having depth and having just great guys in your room. Any one of those guys could have done anything. Like we had three backs almost at 100 yards, and Ed got his late in the fourth. So we just have a lot of depth and a lot of talent in that room.
Not just that, but it seems like you have a lot of different running styles too.
Of course.
How nice is that? How difficult you think that is for a defense to hell for?
Yeah, Lim, he's taking the role as like the power back. Ed, more of a scat back, catch the ball out of the backfield. It's just a lot. It's a lot to cover. It's gonna be hard for them to keep up with that.
And defense is always having to watch for whatever DJ is going to do at any minute. That's going to help you guys out some, I'm sure.
Of course, anybody can run the ball, and they just don't never know what to expect with us.
Shug, just how did you feel? Carte blanche, just how the defense did tonight against Indiana State, and especially with the strong start to the game.
Yeah, it's always good to get a Valley win. Never complain about that. The offense did great. We held our own, came out with the W, but there's always stuff to clean up. You look at the win, we'll take it, move on to the next week, but you could definitely see on tape there. We'll look at it tomorrow, but there's a lot to clean up, and I think we still got a long way to go. So I'm excited to see where this team can go if we clean some stuff up.
Talking about cleaning stuff up, is the run defense a little bit of a concern because they had over 300 yards on the ground?
I wouldn't say it's. Obviously that number is concerning, but I'm very confident in our coaching. I don't think it's a problem really. We're gonna attack it. We know what we did wrong. There's some very simple mistakes and very fixable. So I'd say it's really just something for us to attack this week, and we're gonna go after it. Trust Pron, trust Mac, trust everybody, and we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna see that. So.
Is it kind of a matter of maybe a fit or some other sort of breakdown that was hampering you guys at times with the rush defense tonight?
Yeah, it's all about fits, and you got to be gap sound. That's the biggest thing. So they're a good ball team. So we bust a single gap, they're going to find it, and that's what they did. So they played hard, and they capitalized on our mistakes. But we were lucky offense held up, and we came out with the win.
Are you pleased in some way, though, that when you kind of needed a play like the goal line stand to start the third quarter and some early stops to kind of help build the big lead, you were able to do that much?
Yeah, that's just the identity of the guys on this team right here. We'll keep making them snap it. No matter how many big plays they have, the boys just kept lining up, and that goal line stop was awesome. So that was a lot of fun.
I'm going to ask you, too, just take a peek at the offense for a second, if you don't mind. Matt and I were talking about how well the offensive line has played this year. Do you think it's just the fact that they've been able to have the same guys out there for every game after all the injuries of last year? How much is that? Do you think that's helped that unit?
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing staying healthier. Last year was some hard times. That was bad luck, but we put in the work in the off season, did a lot of rehab, and they're loaded on that side. You look at DJ, you look at the O-line, you look at Chap running that thing, Eddie, all of them, Shady. Receivers going crazy. It's a fun offense to play behind. So I'm proud of those guys too.
When you look at who Indiana State played last, was Montana, and they only gave up 20 points. I know transitive property doesn't exactly work in sports,
Yep.
but when you look at it and your ones only gave up 20 points to them as well. Does that have you guys feeling like, hey, we can compete with the best of them, and just the fact that you were able to do something similar that Montana was able to do?
Yeah, I mean, you can't look at it like that, those scores. I mean, no matter what the score is, we know we can compete with those guys. No matter what Indiana State did, we'd love to line it up against those bigger, better teams. So, I mean, you can look at the scores all you want, but eventually you got to put the ball down and play the game. So that's what we're excited for, and are excited for our next opportunity. So it'll be great.
How do you feel the defense as a whole getting pressure on the quarterback? I know, again, they were a big rushing team, so you maybe don't get those opportunities in this game, but do you feel like you're getting enough pressure on them?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I looked back and the D-line's clobbering him a couple times, more than a couple times. I mean, that's a lot of fun to see, and I mean, that's different from last year to this year. I mean, you can see those guys up front are hunting, and that's a lot of fun for the Saluki fans to see, a lot of fun for the defense and the offense, and for those big boys up front. It's fun to see those guys make plays, get their name in the paper, the stat book, and all that. So I'm happy for those guys.